Tyler is having the best summer before his senior year. He has a waiting job next to the beach with decent tips among other things. However, meeting his girlfriend Allison is the icing on the beautiful summer cake. She just moved to the area 6 months ago. When Tyler saw her, he moved fast and snapped her up before she got too acclimated. This romance has changed his life. The final week of summer is upon them, and she has Tyler doing yoga. After a good session, the couple stop at his best friend's smoothie truck where he teases Tyler that he is whipped. He later goes to pick up his little sister from football practice, and the kid complains about their mom not being present to watch her play. When they get home, there is only frozen food in the fridge, so he decides to make his sister some eggs. As soon as his mother comes home, he dips out with Gil to pick up Allison for a party. Upon their arrival, they are greeted by their other friend Lydia. She complains about their lateness as the place is already booming. The girls quickly separate from the boys, but Tyler can't keep his eyes off his girlfriend. Suddenly, he sees a guy rush over to Allison and gives her a hug, even lifting her from the ground. Loverboy gets protective and marches over to make sense of what's going on. Allison introduces the big hugger as Chase, who's only interested in why Allison is so sober. She quickly ends the conversation before moving away with her boyfriend. Tyler worriedly asks who the guy is, but she assures him that he's just a friend from her old city. He goes to grab her a soft drink, but Chase makes his way over and comments on Tyler's abstention from alcohol, but he alerts him that it's for Allison. Chase is dumbfounded, so he reveals that she was a party animal that drank and fornicated like a pirate back in San Francisco. He gets carried away commenting on how hot she is and insinuates that he has slept with her. Tyler restrains himself and even says it was nice to meet him, but Chase insults him under his breath when he leaves. Tyler makes his way to the toilet where he sees a girl standing next to it. He asks if she's in line, to which she confirms. He starts to have small talk with her as they wait. The girl reveals that her date ditched her, and he discloses that he got humiliated upstairs, so they are two peas in a pod. The two introduce themselves officially and stare at each other for a moment. Tyler asks Holly, "Who would ditch such an attractive lady?" She responds with the same sentiments about his situation. Their conversation ends when the guy using the toilet comes out and she enters. Later on, Allison notices that she hasn't seen Tyler for some time, and her friends comment the same. All the while, he sits at a more chilled part of the house, sulking at the fact he wifed up someone who belongs to the streets. Allison joins him, and he brings up what Chase revealed to him. He confronts her about her sleeping with Chase. Yet on the other hand, he is confused as to why she doesn't want to give up the cat for him. He tries to call out Chase, but the guy has a smug smile on his face as he advises Tyler to chill out. Allison drags her boyfriend outside when he threatens him with violence. She alerts Tyler that his behavior is unacceptable and asks him to go home. He interprets it as she wants to get rid of him so that she can hang out with Chase. She starts to gaslight him, stating that if the cookie was the only thing he wanted, then she's disappointed in him. He doesn't fall for it and brings up the point that she's the one who kept secrets from him. Allison gets annoyed and ends the relationship before walking away. Tyler leaves the party with a wounded ego as he fights back his tears. He stops in his tracks when he sees Holly in a very nice car ready to leave. She alerts him that it's not hers before joking about the sad expression on his face. He discloses that he's just been dumped by his girlfriend, so she instructs him to get in the car. While inside, he alerts Gil that Allison dumped him, but Holly confiscates his phone. The undesirables hit the club where they dance and pop a few pharmaceutical products before things get very physical. Tyler wakes up the following morning in an unknown house. His phone is off due to low battery, so he gets some pants on and explores the mansion. He eventually finds Holly sitting in one of the living rooms looking at a few pictures. She gestures for him to sit next to her, and they discuss how great the previous night was. The girl alerts him that she's been house-sitting that whole summer. His attention is drawn toward the pictures she has taken of the place. The guy comments on how talented she is, which seems to get him some extra brownie points. Holly leads him to the liquor cabinet where she reveals that she broke into the house. The girl is not a house-sitter. They spend the day at the house enjoying each other's company. In the early hours of the following morning, Tyler excuses himself as he's worried that his parents will be asking about him. He comments on how special the time he spent with Holly was before leaving. Tyler finds his way back home and connects to the power, and is greeted with a flurry of calls and messages from his mom, Gil, and Allison. His ex-girlfriend is ready to talk, so he accepts the invitation before getting some rest. Later on, he meets her in front of her house where she explains that she understands why he might have acted out that night. She comes clean that she does have an experimental heavy past with a lot of mileage, but she has completely changed since she left San Francisco. Tyler alerts her that she should have been open and decides to get back with her. She explains that the reason she wanted to wait to give Tyler the cat was because her relationship with him means so much to her. The couple cements their reconciliation with a kiss and a promise not to keep secrets from one another. Tyler hugs her with a guilty look on his face because he has been a busy boy. The first day of being seniors is upon them, and the friends gather around an outside space. Tyler plants one on his girl and sees Holly from the corner of his eye, which causes him to recoil back like he's seen a ghost. Allison wonders what the problem is, but he just suggests that the gang should head to class. While in the lesson, Holly walks in and sits right next to him. He's worried, but he tries to hide it with a lukewarm greeting. She explains that her stepmom changed her vacation to a permanent stay. Holly comments on him getting back with Allison and asks if he told her about their summer thing. Tyler requests that they keep it confidential, to which she agrees. But the way she looks at him, I don't believe it's going down that way. Later on, during their break, his worst fears become apparent when Gil introduces her to their friendship group. She quickly assimilates into the gang, and Allison even gives her number to her for them to hang out that weekend. Holly alerts the group that she has some tickets to an event that night, so she invites them. Tyler is very worried at this point, so he opts not to go, but everyone else accepts the offer. He later messages Holly to meet her at a secluded place. When he arrives, she pounces on him and starts to kiss him, but he pushes her away, alerting her that that's not the reason for the link-up. Tyler notifies her that what happened over the summer was great, but he's back with Allison, so he can't pursue anything with her. Holly does not take it well at all, as she accuses him of using her and threatens that she's going to make him regret what he's done. Tyler looks at her with both horror and confusion. Well, I'm sure next time he will be careful where he chooses to hide his pickle, because he has made this girl snap. He later receives a message from Holly showing him that she is getting closer to his girlfriend. Holly also apologizes for getting mad earlier. The following day at school, Lydia comments that she tried to add Holly on social media, but she could not find anything. She lies that she erased it a year ago, but Lydia finds it strange. Allison resonates with it since she has a dark past too. The girls later go to Tyler's workplace to get some food. He joins them to see Holly sharing obscure pictures of her and his summer romance with his oblivious girlfriend. The gang head over to the beach after Tyler's shift, where Holly takes pictures of the couple, but he's not that comfortable. Allison probes further about the guy in her picture, so Holly starts to describe to the oblivious girl how she and Tyler met while looking at him lustfully. She even uses Gil as a prop to mess with his head. After that strange incident, they drop Allison home. But Holly gets out too and informs the lads that they have girl talk, which almost causes Tyler to have a heart attack. The young ladies bond in Allison's room. Holly even manages to borrow a top of hers, and they begin to talk about Allison's bedroom life with Tyler, but she reveals that they have not done the deed yet. She commends her and insinuates that guys just run away when they get what they want. Meanwhile, Tyler knocks Gil from cloud 9 when he confesses that he slept with Holly when he had broken up with Allison. He expresses his worry that she's now trying to play mind games by getting closer to the people he cares about. Tyler feels like there is something wrong with her. But Gil doesn't buy that narrative, however. He does advise his friend to tell Allison before it gets out of hand. He texts his girlfriend to see if Holly is still at her place, and she informs him that Holly is spending the night. The following morning, she wakes up first and stares at Allison while she sleeps. The crazy girl wears the top she borrowed and leaves without saying goodbye. Tyler wakes up to her standing outside his house. The guy rushes outside, confused at why she's wearing his girlfriend's sweater. Holly is more interested in coming inside to say hello to his younger sister. She falsely alerts him that she told Allison about their entanglement to mess with his head, before assuring him she didn't. Later at school, Tyler overhears a conversation with Holly's stepmother and a teacher. He follows her outside to get more information about his stalker. Turns out she lost her father recently, so she is feeling a bit lonely, but Tyler sees it as obsessive. Meanwhile, Holly overhears Lydia expressing her worries about her, so she deals with Lydia by giving her a smoothie which she spiked. This causes her to have a severe allergic reaction, so she is rushed to the hospital. Tyler tries to voice his theory that their new friend did it, but he holds his tongue. In the interim, Holly's stepmom confronts her about missing her therapist appointments and not taking her medication, but the girl indirectly threatens her with a knife. Soon after it is revealed that she has a shrine dedicated to Tyler, the girl takes things a step further by telling Allison that she is pregnant by the guy who showed her a good summer. Allison informs Tyler so that she can be with her new friend for moral support. One day, Tyler lies in his room and overhears his sister talking to someone. He starts to get worried and makes his way out, and to his horror, he sees Holly interacting with his sister. He has had enough of the games and aggressively escorts her to the other side of the street. She still tries to play the pregnancy card with him as she blames Allison for being in the way of their love. Tyler just lets her know that she was a mistake and knocks her to the ground when she tries to force her affection on him. She watches him leave as her lips bleed. That night, she makes her way to Allison's place and alerts the girl of her romantic relationship with Tyler. During that interim, Certified Lover Boy visits Lydia in the hospital, where he discusses his theory that Holly had something to do with her allergic attack. He confesses to having relations with Holly, and she too advises that he tells Allison. He meets her at the beach to tell her, but it's too late as the crazy lady has already dictated the narrative by telling first. Allison angrily breaks up with him as he attempts to explain himself. Holly tries to reach out to him, but he's not interested as he ignores her messages. Back at school, she sits next to Tyler in class with a smug look. Shortly after, the principal calls him and suspends him indefinitely because of Holly's false accusations that he assaulted her. While being informed, he finds out her full name and does some investigations, which reveal that she has shown this obsessive behavior previously and even attacked a girl as a result. He alerts her that he knows about her past. She hints at what's about to happen next. That night, Allison's parents leave her home alone to attend a function. Holly calls, pretending to console Allison before alerting her that she's in the house and then proceeds to kidnap her. Tyler feels like Holly is up to something, so he calls Gil to inform him that he's going to her house to check things out. During that interval, she has already transported Allison to her house. While the girls discuss Tyler's love, they are interrupted when a car arrives. She duct tapes her before going to investigate. Turns out it's her stepmother who tries to free Allison, but Holly suffocates her. Shortly after, Tyler sneaks into the house where Holly tries to recreate the morning after their passionate night. He plays along at first, but soon loses interest as he rushes around the house looking for his girl. He confronts her to let him know where Allison is. Blood starts to drip on him, so he looks up and sees his unconscious girlfriend tied up. As he loosens her down, Holly leaves to pick a gun up. Tyler wakes Allison up and grabs a fire poker for defense. As they leave, the couple come across her stepmom's corpse. Just as they get outside, Holly stops them at gunpoint. The couple plead with her, but when Gil joins them, she shoots at Allison, but it hits Tyler instead. This gives Allison an opening to stab her with the fire poker in retaliation. Soon after, the emergency services take all injured parties to the hospital. Later, a recovered Tyler celebrates his little sister's birthday with Allison back in his arms. Morale of the story: don't act impulsively. Also, be careful where you hide the cucumber.